Hi, my name is Dee Dee Cully. I'm a registered nurse and owner of Two Leaf Nurses. Usually, you see my vlogs and blogs about cannabis, but today I want to follow in the footsteps of Dr. Courtney Burnett's recent blog. If you haven't read it, I encourage you to do so. With that said, I'm not going to be talking about cannabis today, although some of us may need it over the holidays. I want to talk about what the holidays look like with GBM and some tips and tricks on coping and in planning that I've learned. And I'm going to start with a little bit of our personal journey. Our first holiday with GBM was 2018. We were still in the discovery phase and, quite frankly, the shock and denial phase of grief. We were dealing with seizures, multiple doctor's appointments, and had just come back from 12 days at Mayo Clinic, and we arrived home on Christmas Eve. We were exhausted, overwhelmed, and just needed calm and something that felt normal. Our close family provided just what we needed. I failed miserably at pictures. I don't remember Thanksgiving or New Year's, but well, that's life. Last year, we had completed the craniotomy, the radiation, and almost half of the chemo. We'd also made that 12-month mark from that onset of symptoms and diagnosis, and we celebrated really big. We held our largest Friendsgiving to mark the occasion, and we had lots of pictures and hugs and laughs and filled with gratitude. Christmas was celebrated just as big, and we prayed that we would have many, many more to come. This year, we're still in it. My husband's doing amazing, and we know we are incredibly blessed, and we want to celebrate even bigger. But there's COVID. We're all over that, right? We don't want to talk about it anymore, but it's still real. We're feeling more isolated than ever, and a celebration with lots of people and our loved ones is just what we would love to do, especially like you. We know we don't have another guaranteed holiday, but his immune system is compromised, and the numbers of COVID cases are rising. So it's simply out of the question right now, at least for us. We are making adjustments for a small gathering of just 7, and I'm really, quite frankly, praying for really good weather because likely he and I will be sitting outside for that social distancing and safety. It's not fair. It makes me mad. It makes me sad. It hurts. And even our closest of family don't like the decision, and they're feeling many of the same feelings that we have. But just like you, we must make the best decision for us and what we have to work with. Now, this isn't my personal pity party. That's not the point. The point is that we all have dynamics. We have to deal with each of these decisions every single day. So, how do we as one with GBM and caregivers do this? Don't shut me off when I say this, but it's called self-care. Yes, I said it, but hang in there with me. I get it. And self-care does not mean a day at the spa, although right now a haircut would be really awesome for me. It can take seconds and it can take even a few minutes to do some things that will help you and I to take care of ourselves. Because let's face it, if my foundation crumbles, the rest of my family's foundation crumbles. And the same thing is true for you. If your foundation crumbles, your family's going to crumble around you. So listen up for just a minute and let's talk about 4 tips that you can take to heart, and they're not going to take a long time. Number 1, trust your gut. You know that feeling you get, that sense of right and wrong, that little birdie that sits on your shoulder or whispers in your ear, or that pierce in your heart that says, don't do it. Don't do that right now. Or the other one that says, you know what? Do it. Go for it. You don't know how long you've got. Number 2, take a deep breath and breathe into what's going on. Stop holding your breath and stop trying to please everyone around you and ignoring yourself and ignoring your loved one. Number 3, doesn't quite fit the holiday thinking, but it's just that. It's called Think Smart. Think about what the risk versus the benefits of an invitation to a gathering or a doctor's appointment or a new treatment looks like. Is it worth it right now? Ask yourself, if I do this, what is the risk that it's going to hurt more of my body than not? Hear me out. Sometimes in our desperate attempt to kill this deadly cancer, we're willing to take on a treatment that it can impact the entire body with very limited effect on the cancer. Do I want to kill every bit of cancer in my husband? You're damn right I do. But we have to ask ourselves how a treatment is going to impact all of him, not just his brain. We have to think about the whole person. We have to think about his whole quality of life. I know it's off the topic, but I also know that somebody needs to hear this, because you may be facing this in the midst of this perfect storm because GBM and COVID and the holidays are not enough. I know that feeling because we had to make these same decisions in the midst of the holidays in 2018, and we didn't have COVID. Number 4, stop feeling guilty. Unless someone is going through your exact life right now, they don't have a clue what's right and wrong for you. You have to make the best decision you know to make with the information that you have to work with right now. And then you have to let it go. Do not keep beating yourself up for your decisions and feeling guilty. You are fighting a fight that very few people in this world have to fight. Right now, I'm a mom with a senior in high school who's struggling. I have adult children who want to see and hug their dad. I'm the wife of a GBMer who's fighting for his life. I'm a Mimi whose 3 little kiddos want to see their papa more than life itself, and they don't understand why they can't. I'm a nurse working in a school district trying to help students and their parents process this craziness. And I'm a daughter who wants to hug her mom so bad it hurts, and who misses her dad and her in-laws who have passed because, quite frankly, the holidays just aren't the same without them. I get it. Some days it's just hard. It's hard to get through the day, let alone think about the holidays and gatherings. So what are we supposed to do? I'm going to tell you what I try. Each day I assess where I'm at, what I can deal with at that time. I do what I can, and then I have to let go. I have to step outside on the patio. I have to close my eyes and take a couple of really deep breaths, pull my hands out and rotate my shoulders and expand my chest and consume as much air as I can, and then feel my feet on the ground so that I can take the next step. Some days, that's all I've got. I have to accept it. I have to breathe into it, let it go, no guilt, no regret, because I, like you, am doing the best I can, and that's enough. So in closing, I want to tell you about a friend of mine. She's a massage therapist, and she has one of the best sayings on her wall. When I'm lying there and I have that warm pad underneath me and I have that fluffy blanket on top of me, I look over and it says, I quote, "Let that shit go," end quote. Do it. Embrace today and the days ahead by breathing into them, not expecting perfection or even acceptance, but embrace yourself and your loved one for the time you have. Holidays and years are going to continue coming, but all we have right now is today. So embrace it and let that shit go. Until next time, take care and stay safe.